Good morning, sir. Good girl. Okay, lay down. Lay down. Doggy, lay down. Shh, shh, shh. Oh, thank you.
Good morning. Brandon, we have no audio.
What's up, Hemi?
Brandon, you got audio now?
Arr?
Technical difficulties.
Damn it, boy.
You guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
I can hear you now, Brandon. I thought it was me all this time.
No, it was me. Because I could hear it when Ape was talking. I heard Chloe panting, you know, all kinds of shit.
I can hear Brandon panting, though.
So, Ape, come on back, motherfucker.
So where are you going to now after you've made your Memphis drop?
I haven't done that yet. I don't drop until tomorrow in Bells, Tennessee.
Okay. No.
Then after Bells, Tennessee, I go up to Marshall, Missouri.
I have never been to Marshall, Missouri.
Neither have I.
What is that close to?
It's about halfway between Columbia and Kansas City. North of I-70 along the Missouri River Valley.
My daughter and my brother-in-law left, so now I just have a brother-in-law and his wife for the day. But they're meeting with friends right now, so it's nice and quiet the way I like it.
Good.
Except for the occasional airplane landing at the airport that's on the next hill over from me. There's a private airport there. Somebody's taking lessons today. I tried to tell the Ghost Rider that the pattern's full, but he still buzzed the tower.
Oh, well. You do that too often, they'll fly by the tower. I hear your birds.
Yes, they're in rare form today. Here comes my airplane. If you can hear it, I'll close the mic for a minute.
No, I can't hear it. Plus, I like airplanes.
I
Sounds
haven't
like a.
seen that one before. That looks like the
I can tell you right now that is a Lycoming. It's a 4-person airplane, single prop.
yes, red underbelly.
So I can't tell the color of the airplane from the sound.
Normally, the planes we get, the wings aren't undermounted. That one is.
Yeah.
Usually, they're mid-mounted. Oh well. I've always wanted to learn to fly.
Mid-body wings actually are not as strong as overhead or undermounted, as you call it,
Hmm.
because they're able to carry the spar from one wing to the other in the top and bottom. Whereas in the mid-body, they have to have a special frame to take that weight, because the whole aircraft is resting. You got half the weight on one side and half the weight on the other. On landing, it's especially critical to have, that force transfer through the whole airframe instead of being localized at those spots. So you won't find a lot of older airplanes with a mid-body design. They just don't last.
Mm-hmm.
They have to build them heavier, the range is shorter, they have less useful load. Only when you've got like a giant fucking cargo area underneath your passenger compartment will you see a mid-body plane. That's why like the 737s and all that are mid-body, but they actually have a spar carry-through on those planes. Because they can hide it. What's up, Hamster? Hamster's an airplane guy, too.
Hamsters here? Oh, nice.
Yeah. At least I think I see a hamster icon in the chat.
Yes, he's telling Timothy Sokol to get to the gym.
Like Hamster has any room to talk.
Well, Sokol says he owns his own bench and weights, so he doesn't have to go to the gym. He's got them at home.
Well, that prevents Jim Bunny interference. That's for sure.
JR's having pizza and chow mein for breakfast.
Excellent. Very healthy.
Timothy says Sunday is his reloader / target sales day.
Well, in honor of the gym, I'm going to be parking tonight in the parking lot of a steakhouse that has truck parking. So
Nice.
I will be doing some, I don't know, T-bone curls.
I don't know what we're having for dinner. I have a refrigerator full of leftovers, and the people that bought the food have left for the day. Have left.
So they brought leftovers, but then they didn't eat them.
Well, when we went out to eat, they brought their uneaten meals home, and then they just left it in the refrigerator and departed.
Mm-hmm.
One's
Nice.
heading to Oklahoma, and one is heading to Florida.
Well, you should have sent them off with their meals. Now you got to throw them out.
Yep. So, if everything goes to plan, I should be in Oklahoma in about a month.
Cool.
And I was on a stream last night with SCE and told him that I will be in his area, and it would be great if I could meet up with you and SCE if that's possible. And he's all for it, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, if we can make it happen, we'll make it happen.
Nice.
My schedule is so variable, I can't promise you. But if I can get through Oklahoma City, I will definitely do it.
That's fair enough. That's all I can ask. Mr. E is in the chat. Good morning, Mr. E.
Great name.
Always leaves people guessing. I thought about washing the SUV today, but it's too nice to do any work.
Yeah.
So me and the Chloe are just going to lay here. She's laying on my feet and sitting in the garage listening to the birds chirp.
I can hear the birds. Yeah.
Uh-oh. There he is. Good morning, Dr. Ginger Hamster.
I'm looking at a bird outside here. It must be a male morning pigeon, morning dove. He's a big son of a bitch. He's just out there eating in the shade. That's what they do. How are you guys? Good to see you.
Good morning. All is well.
Good. Good to hear. How are you, Brandon? Did you get to take a shit last night, or?
Oh, I did.
Good. Good.
Gosh.
I went to a Mexican restaurant and gave them my present.
Oh, good for you.
They needed more refried beans.
You ever notice when you eat a bunch of beans, they come out well, we don't have to talk about that. We do have tomorrow, so just let me know what the restaurant is like tomorrow morning, so I'll try to find something.
Okay.
All right, cool. Or not the restaurant, the type of food, whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever's close, down by the fucking truck stop. So.
Yeah, I'll find something. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Hopefully a place with some street lights or signs big enough we can read them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unlike last time where the fucking streetlights weren't even working. Oh, God. Oh, Lordy. Yep.
Timothy Sokol says he's on the patio drinking coffee and sucking up sunshine for a change.
Well, you got to suck something. There might as well be some sunshine.
What are you saying?
Boy, somebody walked into that one.
Man, east or southeastern Arkansas is flat as a pancake.
You got a lot
You
of
know,
trees, though. I mean, it's kind of nice. No?
yeah, there's lots of trees, but mostly it's swamp through here. There's a cotton field. When I was a little bitty baby, Mama used to rock me in the cradle. Those cotton fields back home.
Well, I mean, I think I told you the first time I ever saw a cotton field was in Louisiana. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's cotton. It's like, wow, I didn't know. I had no idea. So,
Yeah. They didn't stop growing it just because we stopped having slaves.
well, true. Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, you don't think about it. You know, it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, let's hear it for the British Empire.
What'd they
The
do
British
this?
Well, the British Navy pretty much single-handedly wiped out the international slave trade.
Yeah. It was like 1803, somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The regent, the king, queen, whatever it was at the time, said this is not happening anymore. And so the British Navy went out there and took care of the problem.
Yep.
And by the way, I believe the Marines were created for the same issue. The Barbary pirates, the people taking, people becoming slaves and all that stuff. So, United States Marines, I think it was 1787, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know the exact date, but I know that the Marine Corps is older than the Navy.
I believe that's the case. We do have the internet, so I will look it up.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps was actually created to fight ship to ship and to protect the captain from insurgencies. That was their original task when they were created on November 10th, 1775 in Tun Tavern.
It says here the Marine Corps was founded the 11th of July, 1798 in the tavern. 224 years, 11 months the Marines have been in existence. That's fucking amazing. That's really cool.
Well, the current commandant's trying to get rid of the Marine Corps.
Why the hell would they want to get rid of the Marine Corps? That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because everything that was specific to the Marine Corps in task and purpose, they have pretty much eliminated all the heavy equipment to make them very fast, lightweight units designed for island hopping and anti-air, anti-sea denial units, so that you could drop a company of Marines on some little atoll in the South China Sea and with its missile batteries be able to control the sea lanes in the air instead of direct land-on-land contact that they've been doing for the last 120 years.
I think it'd be damn stupid to get rid of the Marines.
I mean, the option I would prefer is young, tough Marines going in and doing their business. That's what I would think. It's a good thing. You bring in a bunch of men and they, whatever, right?
Well, they're just trying to update the Marine Corps. They've gotten rid of all their tank units. They got rid of most of their 155 millimeter artillery units. They're trying to make them small and lightweight. So if you see what happened in Ukraine with all the MPAD and Stinger units and the man-shouldered anti-tank units, that's what they're turning the Marine Corps into. So they're still going to be there for ship-on-ship interdiction and to protect the captain of the Navy vessels. However, the units are no longer going to require big amphibious assault ships to land
Right?
two
It just
battalions
sounds
of Marines at a time.
it sounds pretty stupid not to have the amphibious landing capability.
Well, they're going to change that to be less armored and more equipment handling. They think that the high-tech equipment is the way to go, that they'll be able to control more area with less people and be able to cause significant damage if a counteroffensive is placed upon the Navy. So if you drop a company of Marines on the different islands in the Spratly Islands and around the South China Sea, they want to create a new airborne regiment, like in World War II, drop them on these islands, place them on these islands. Well, anytime the Chinese vessel tries to move within their area of operation, they will have missiles to hit those ships long before they even get close to our battle fleet that is protecting our carriers.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with respect to that, but I want a battalion of Marines to take over a country or an island. I want men to do the job. Get in there and fucking take over. That's what I want.
I agree. I understand the philosophy that General Berger is doing. It is tactically sound. I just don't know if it's realistically sound. It's like putting a cop on every corner, 2 cops on every corner in the south side of Chicago 24 hours a day and hoping that the foot cops are able to control crime.
Yeah, I think with the Marines though, we're not talking about just 2 guys per block. Overwhelming force.
Well, yes, that's what we've always
get rid of the problem. Yep, that's right.
The Marine Corps has always been able to do frontal assaults if necessary and take the objective, because they just had basically the Marine Corps is a complete military unit in itself with its own air, sea, and land assets, and now they're cutting back on certain parts of the assets. They're saying that the modern tank is too large for the upcoming conflict that they foresee in Southeast Asia.
So I personally agree with them on the tanks. I think tanks are outdated and nothing more than big expensive targets.
Well, they have created a new 25-ton smaller, I don't want to call it a light tank, but that's essentially what it is. It'll have the heavy 125 millimeter gun, I believe, of the Abrams on a much smaller chassis, a track chassis, so that you'll be able to get 2 of those small vehicles in lieu of 1 Abrams. Now, whether or not they can survive combat like an Abrams is yet to be decided.
Well, the Abrams is 40 years old, so,
Well, the Abrams have also been kept up to date with all the modern electronic warfare that they carry. So, even though some of the hulls have been repaired repeatedly and updated, they are essentially modern tanks.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why the president was trying not to give up the Abrams in lieu of the German tanks was because there are some things in the modern version of the Abrams that are still classified. Some of the systems, the targeting systems.
Well, the Abrams was designed to fight a war that nobody's ever going to fight.
True.
Uh,
But the Marine Corps has completely reversed course on manpower and promotions and command. It used to always be that if you were at Camp Lejeune, that was where everybody went to get the best units and to be to get their commands so that way they can move up the ladder. Well, under General Berger, they have moved everything to the West Coast, and because they foresee China as our next true opponent. They are no longer even teaching what the Marine Corps has been doing for the last 20 years in Southwest Asia. They are completely going back to amphibious and airborne style World War II tactics of island hopping. They're preparing for that. You know, the Marine Corps just got all those new Sea Stallion 53K helicopters at like $100 million a pop for a helicopter. It's crazy. But the endurance and range of those helicopters and the weight they can carry is vastly increased over the 53 Echoes that I had when I served.
yeah. Well, we'll see if it works or not. I hope we don't have to fight a war, period. But
Amen. Well, if we have to go against China, this will be the first time that the Chinese have essentially fought a war outside their own border or the South, outside their own coastline since they tried to attack Japan 500 years ago.
they tried to attack. Actually, that's not true. They took Nepal.
But Nepal was right on their border.
And they fought against India as well. There was an Indian skirmish
Right.
there as well.
And then right on their border.
They fought against the Russians and lost. They beat a few people, but they've been getting their ass kicked as well. They went against Vietnam and lost.
But they've never. But what the point is, they're fighting their neighbors. They've never taken 250,000 men or 5 million men and sent them to the Pacific Ocean and Europe at the same time. They've never done that.
No.
They don't even have enough troop transports to even make the 9-hour trek to invade Taiwan. So they'd have to level it and wipe out, everything in existence prior to putting one soldier on the soil. That's what makes Taiwan so difficult. There's only 2 beaches that can technically be used for landing. And, it's not like crossing D-Day where they were crossing, 36 miles of water. They're crossing, what is it, 90 some miles?
I don't know.
It's like 90 miles or 100 miles of water between Taiwan and mainland China. And there's always an SSN floating around there somewhere.
When they're not running into seamounts, yeah.
Yeah. Well, things happen. Things go bump in the night.
Yeah.
But at least our submarines aren't made out of carbon fiber and titanium. Chloe agreed. So this is going to be interesting. Well, what was it? The Prime Minister Modi was just here talking to Sleepy Joe. Yep.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is that if we can get them into our sphere of influence, then they can shut down the Western, all the oil coming from the Middle East to China on that side of the Indian Ocean, and in between.
There's a spider for you.
What's that?
I said, there's a spider for you.
Oh, is that the car stop? The car one?
Yeah. That might be a Can-Am. Yeah, it's Can-Am, but I don't know what kind.
Yeah, that's my target.
Yeah.
2 wheels in the front, 1 wheel in the back, and go for a ride.
I wouldn't count on the Indians to do anything. I don't think they're
already fighting each other because China's trying to cut off all the water supply into India. The Chinese are building 6 dams in the Himalayas so that the main river that comes through the Himalayas into India proper, into their farmland, they're trying to cut off the water supply. Nope, that can't lead to anything good.
No.
So and Modi is considering purchasing American equipment now that they've seen how poorly the Russian equipment that they've purchased acts against Western equipment.
Well, during the Cold War, there was India saying, "Oh, we're neutral, we're non-aligned, blah blah blah," but at the same time, they were sucking Russian dick 24/7.
Correcto. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, you are correct. But the special military operation in Ukraine that was supposed to last 3 days has shown how poorly Russian equipment actually does in combat conditions. Yep, too many T-series tanks have their tops popping off, and their planes get shot down by MPADs way too easy.
Yep.
They do make nice 4th of July decorations, though. So, Hamster, when you getting your motorcycle?
Haven't decided yet because I have to spend money, and I don't like to do that because I'm a cheap bastard.
It cuts into the beer fund?
That is correct. Yes. And at my age, the retirement fund. One has to think about that too.
Yeah. And the two things should be mutually exclusive because you shouldn't be drinking beer if you're riding a motorcycle.
That much is true. Yes. Yes.
That
I
doesn't
never
end,
have ever. Yep.
Yep. That does not end well.
You've got to always wear your pants,
Pants are important. Yes. Yes.
especially in the summertime. Your bike's been sitting outside and it's hot. You know, you could burn your nuts off if you weren't wearing pants.
These fucking idiots driving their bikes with their shorts on. Oh my God. It's total cringe. What are they doing? My goodness. You fall down off that motorcycle, your fucking body is hamburger. What are you doing?
I don't know. I
crazy.
wore all my gear all the time. I might change up my helmet from time to time, but I always wore glove, long pants, jacket, the whole bit.
La 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 la. Trying to pass this guy in my slow truck.
That doesn't happen too often.
Nah, this guy's a little overloaded.
Oh. Yesterday, I was getting a little road rage, Brandon.
Yeah?
Yes, there's a state highway here in western Pennsylvania known as Road 28, Highway 28. It ends and stop. At both ends are just end abruptly. It just doesn't go anywhere except by where I need to go.
Right.
And this grandma on the phone in the left lane, and there's a mile of cars behind her because the right lane was all full of trucks, and she just wasn't passing anybody, just riding right next to the same truck for miles. You know, that just really makes me upset. Get off the phone and get in the slow lane if that's how you want to drive. Did we lose Hamster?
Yeah, Hamster bowed out.
He'll be back. He got to go to the grocery store. Well, he's not buying pellets, I guess. So how many hours of driving do you have today?
3.
Oh, nice.
Had a nice relaxing morning.
So will you be stopping at a place that allows you to maybe do some laundry after you eat?
Nope, I did my laundry this morning.
Oh, great. So you're good for another week.
Yep.
Nice.
Actually 2, but yeah.
Nice. I keep looking at the SUV and it's so dirty it bothers me. I hate a dirty car. But washing the car sounds like a Monday thing, not a Sunday thing.
Yeah, it does. Especially since you're retired. You need your Sundays for
Oh.
cigars.
They're calling for isolated thunderstorms from 7 p.m. all the way till tomorrow morning. So there's no sense of washing the car if it's going to rain.
Right. Hello. Results, can you hear me? Hello.
I can
Well,
hear
we
you.
got results oriented in here, but at least I thought we did.
Can you hear me?
There he is.
Hello, hello.
Greetings.
Hello, gentlemen. Happy
Now,
Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
You're very, very, very quiet. Can you increase your mic volume?
Working on it. Give me just a couple seconds. Still quiet then?
Oh, sound good. Yep, you sound good.
Okay.
We lost Brandon's icon.
It's always something.
Well, he must have got another telemarketer.
Maybe it's one of those ladies on his roster calling him up. Hey, big boy.
Oh, what's going on in the chat? Oh, MGTOW Outlaw is in the chat. Good morning, Outlaw.
Outlaw.
Singletown Bachelor. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, Timothy Sokol, you were right. Single guys get all their domestic shit done on time without women. So what are you working on there? Results?
My retriever mix ran out of dog food, and I had to go buy her some more, and I'm just dumping it in the little tub I keep it in here in the kitchen.
I still can't hear you. Results. You gotta fix your mic, man.
He moved away.
My bad. Let me give me a minute to fix this. I apologize.
Okay.
Where's our Monday morning lurker at? I haven't seen Frank in a while.
Our Monday morning what?
Lurker. Frank, is
Oh,
it?
lurker?
He's
don't
not
know.
a lurker anymore?
Who?
Frank.
Frank?
Yeah.
He's around somewhere. I don't know.
Because it should be Monday morning for him
I
now.
haven't seen Frank for a few days.
Oh. I hope he's okay.
Yeah. He's upside down and from the future. You can't tell what he's going to do. He knows things we don't. Bah.
Oh my goodness.
But a couple of guys on an island, that's bullshit. That ain't gonna work. You know, that almost falls into the range of single point of failure.
Well, if in theory, if say there's 10 small islands within a 100-mile zone, and you got an anti-air and anti-ship battery on each island, well, you can't get them all, and you wouldn't be able to pass that area without paying the price.
Yeah, I get the distributed force. In the distributed battle space, making mass attack and saturation bombardment, making that very difficult. I understand that part of it, but I just don't think it's sufficient. I don't think that a couple of guys on an island is going to with some man pads are going to be able to do the fucking job.
Well, you figure most of the islands that they will be going to are uninhabited. And they're betting that China doesn't have the ability to put force on force to try to take the islands from us. So it's just, well, you're not the only one that disagrees with that. Many of former general grade officers in the Marine Corps have written papers and disagreeing with the commandant's vision that should be completely installed by 2030. They're halfway there.
Well, maybe having them as mobile forces on these islands would be okay, but static? Oh, fuck that. All they have to do is figure out.
They will be mobile.
Good. At least they're mobile. I just, yeah.
But then it also, but by going to this new way of building units, that they've increased the size of the squad in the platoon. So, I guess in a way that's good. But it leaves much to be desired, because the Marine Corps was always intended to be the reaction force for the United States, because it didn't require congressional approval for the president to deploy the Marines for up to 90 days. If you want to send the 101st or the Rangers, you have to get approval. So I don't know how this works, but then again, I don't have a PhD level education in warfighting that, field grade officers do. I'm just a simple platoon sergeant. Don't know no better.
To me, this sounds like a situation where it was great as long as the enemy does what you expect them to. there's no fucking, you know, how you going to get those guys off if you're wrong?
If you look at the underlying thesis of this, you're basically taking the doctrine of a special forces or a SEAL team platoon and creating that level of units in the Marine Corps.
Well, they already got that. That's fucking Force Recon.
That was another thing that they stopped recon school.
If they think everybody in the Marine Corps can be recon, they're fucking crazy.
Well, they've been working on this in, I forget what island it is in Hawaii, where the Marine Regiment is, that are doing all the jungle warfare training and mocking up all the different scenarios. So they've been at it for quite a few number of years now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the next leadership after this current commandant retires, that doesn't mean that they're not going to swing back 180 degrees and throw all that money out for nothing. So we shall see. I don't know. I do not know. I just hope
Yep.
we never have to find out, because that's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Well, if that one ever kicks off, it'll definitely be number 3. It won't be just them and us. Maybe they can float some balloons over our continent to spy on our bases. Maybe we can try that. Have you spoken with Hemi this morning?
Nope. I sent him a text, but he's in the middle of a big project.
Still working on those steps?
He's still working on his ex-wife's driveway.
Well, isn't that how he got kids?
Yeah, he's got kids.
Yeah, but by working on her driveway, he got kids.
Yeah.
But I understand why he does those things, so that he can be around them more.
Yeah.
And trying to be social, I guess, helps. I never had that luxury, because she doesn't understand what that means to be, nice to each other, my ex.
I tried it, but it didn't work out.
I live 700 miles from my ex-wife.
Yeah.
That's why I never got locked up. Because she would have definitely called the cops on me had I tried to get my kids or anything like that. She's that type of person.
Oh, yeah. Most of them are.
My ex, after we split up, she actually tried to goad me into getting physical with her so she could involve law enforcement and have me by the nutsack. I wouldn't fall for it.
That's horrible. My mother when I seen my mother yesterday at my niece's graduation, she talks to my youngest son. And last week they had a dog. The dog got loose, ran out in the street, and didn't make it. She just left it there till he got home.
Oh God.
Didn't even have the ability to pick the dog up and cover it up or anything. Just left it laying there where it died. Alcoholics do strange things.
You know, they're emotional creatures and everything they do is colored by their emotions, but it's amazing how they can just flip that switch off at times.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh-oh, where'd Brandon go? Telemarketer time. I will be back in 1 second. I want to see what I'm going to make for dinner. Be right back.
All right. All right, Dan. Hmm. Woohoo! Oh shit.
What's up?
Let me figure out why I'm echoing.
It's because you loaded twice.
How about now? God
Sounds
damn it.
okay.
Did that fix it? No.
Yeah, it seems like a good day for technical difficulties.
How about now?
I guess it sounds okay.
Okay. So how long have you been on the road so far today?
Maybe not even an hour yet.
Okay, you're just starting.
Yeah, I'm not going to be going for very long either. I went to a place last night where I could get a good meal and get my laundry done.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm going to go over to where the town I've got to be in to make my drop tomorrow morning. And then I'll be picking up another load and heading to Missouri after that. But they gave me 3 days and a wake up to only go 1,000 miles, so I'm not too happy about that.
What's the logic in that?
The place I'm delivering or picked up from works Monday through Friday and could only load me up. The latest they could load me on was on Friday.
I see.
Of course, they can only do live loads. They won't fucking preload it. So I'm dropping no use worrying about the what and whys and all that. It just is.
Right.
I'll be ready to do I'm got to drop off in Bells to Tennessee tomorrow and then pick up a load in Memphis. Then I'm going to drive up to St. Louis and have dinner with Hamster.
Nice.
And then I've got a short little run across Missouri, or about 2/3 of the way across Missouri up to Marshall, Missouri, which I don't have to drop off until the following day. When I really could have driven it in one day. So, slow scheduling spot. How about you? What you up to today?
Well, I ran to the store, got some dog food, was just about out of that. Some lunch fixings for work for the week. Uh, got a text from my son. He's staying at a buddy's house, and they have a litter of pups at the house. And he's like, "Dad, can I have a puppy?"
Yeah.
And I have to respond with, "Let's think this through. Where's this puppy going to live? Who's going to care for it? And at my home, there are other dogs in the household to take account of. You know, and we had the conversation, and then at the end of it, he replied, "Well, it was worth a shot."
Yep. Did he think the dog would be traveling back and forth between your ex-wife and your house with him?
I don't think that entered his head. I think he knows his mom well enough to know that she's not going to take on any pets. That's just not her thing. If it can't contribute to paying her bills, she's not going to allow it in her household.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just making some sandwiches for work for the upcoming week, and enjoying my Sunday, and was been listening to you guys talking about everything going on over in Ukraine and Russia.
Well, I'm with Salty Cracker on the Russia thing. I think that coup was not really a coup.
You think?
Yeah. I think that was a face-saving measure that allowed a segment of the invading army to retreat.
Okay.
I think you're right, Brandon, because none of the NATO allies did anything in reaction to it.
Well, Ukraine's not part of NATO, and there are no NATO forces technically operating inside of Ukraine.
You are correct, technically.
I would not be surprised if there aren't a bunch of guys over there fucking being advisors, so to speak. You know, the same shit they
Occasionally
pulled in
pull a trigger.
Vietnam. Oh, I'm sure there's people over there pulling the trigger, but it's the same fucking bullshit they pulled in Vietnam before they fucking sent troops. And
Special Activities Group.
yeah, you know, it's a fucking it's fucking theater, and it worked once, and they want to try it again. And it didn't work too well last time, so maybe it'll be different this time. Who fucking, you know, I don't believe any of it.
If I was a betting man, I would agree with you that there are people there, because there's no way that a farmer just leaves the field and all of a sudden they're knocking down all those SU-27s and 29s and MiG-34s and 35s out of the sky. That just doesn't happen overnight. You have to learn how to run that hardware. Yep. Are you going to be going back to Ukraine after the war, Brandon?
I'm gonna go visit. I'm never gonna live there again.
Well, I would imagine that scrapping Russian steel will be big business in Ukraine someday.
I imagine they've already got fucking people lined up for that shit. The hard part's going to be getting rid of all the fucking landmines.
Yeah.
They're not marking them.
Well, that'll be a cottage industry.
That's not a job I want. Fuck that.
Well, it's just like becoming a meth lab, scrubber. The people that go in and clean up meth labs. Oh, we get a comment.
Also a job I wouldn't want.
No.
I had a buddy who fucking did that asbestos abatement.
How'd
He
that end
died.
up?
He died 5 years ago from cystic fibrosis.
Hmm.
Well, you know that the vessels that we were on both contained them.
Oh yeah. And if, you get to a point where you have to get rid of that stuff, it's fine when it's fucking wrapped around pipes and insulation with 30 years of fucking paint over the top of it. But when you're putting it in and when you're taking it out and those fibers get airborne, that's when you're fucked. Another time you'd be fucked is if you took a fucking missile hit or something along those lines.
I worked at the Danbury Federal Prison from 91 to 94. And in the end of 92, early part of 93, they took 1,500 male inmates out and turned it into a female prison. 1,500 females. So for 6 months, they were doing all the asbestos abatement and taking out, just updating the whole facility.
Yeah.
Insanity. That didn't last long after they put 1,500 women in. That drove me insane. I couldn't deal with it. Nope.
Did your job there involve supervision of the inmates in any capacity?
Corrections officer.
Ah, been there, done that.
Yes.
Hated working with the females.
Well, even in any environment, working with them is difficult.
I'll second that.
So after I left the federal system, I joined the state correction system here in Pennsylvania for a year while I was waiting on a job with the Postal Service. And that job as a letter carrier, I loved that job. That was a good job. I was by myself 7 out of 8 hours. If I worked 2 hours overtime, that means I worked, I was by myself 9 hours out of my workday. Beautiful. Me, a transistor radio, and just go for a walk. But
Were they doing the live tracking like they're doing now back then?
It had just started in around 20 years ago as I was getting into management. But it's that company has become too much like society. The management is inverted. There's too many females in management positions now, and it's hard to tell a grown man to go out in the freaking snow when it's 5 degrees outside when you yourself, Miss Prissy, have never carried mail for one day.
I feel you, brother.
So they join the service. They get a job. Most of the time, it's a clerk job or they work indoors, which is fine. But then when they try to enhance their career and get promoted to a supervisor, then all of a sudden they went from being a clerk to being in charge of carriers that they've never carried mail, and it's just, and they're most of them do not have the foresight to see the damage of their substandard decisions. Hey, Scotty's here.
Scotty doesn't know.
Hey, Scotty.
And Cyber Toxin's here. JLM's here. Yeah, nice. So then Congress decided back in 2006 under 43 that they were going to make the Postal Service pre-fund health care for retirees. So the Postal Service put billions and billions of dollars that they were mandated into this fund that Congress just took the money from. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And then Obama wanted to go to a Monday through Friday delivery plan, which Congress nixed because so many, the post office is a 7-day operation because they help deliver Amazon and FedEx and everything else, other companies, especially in rural areas. And John Boehner was Speaker of the House at the time and told him that's never going to happen because the Postal Service is not an executive branch. They're a private corporation owned by Congress.
Yeah, the worst of both worlds.
Yes. Essentially now a letter carrier, whether they be a city carrier or a rural carrier, you can watch everywhere they go the whole time they're on duty by their scanner with their GPS tracking. So it's no longer fun. Nobody likes to have a constant babysitter.
No, I can guarantee you that. They can look at the cameras on my truck anytime they feel like it.
And I used to preach to all my carriers when I was postmaster, don't be that guy to do something stupid, because almost every house in America now has some sort of Ring doorbell or some kind of camera system. You can't do anything these days without somebody filming it.
Yeah, that's how I knew that thing in Las Vegas with the 10-foot tall aliens was bullshit. You can't tell me that, because when the police pulled up to that house, every one of those people were on their cell phones, and not one of them got a fucking picture.
I don't know anything about that story.
Well, supposedly a couple of weeks ago, there was a bright light in the sky, which they have on video. It looks very much like a fucking shooting star. And then these people swear that they saw an alien in their backyard. And he was 10 foot tall.
Is that what James Comey's doing now that he's out of the FBI, moonlighting as an alien?
Maybe, maybe. There's beautiful Memphis, Tennessee. There goes some money rolling down the highway in that black truck. That's one of those fancy ass car carriers.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, the kind where you spend, $150,000 at one of those auto auctions and they deliver it to you.
Yeah, something I unless it's something that's investor grade where it will appreciate in value, like a Ferrari GTB or something. There's no sense to me of owning that. If it's something I can't drive every day.
Well, that's because you're a normal guy with a frugal fucking set of life expectancies. Somebody who's got, that much fun money laying around that you can buy some toy just to take out once or twice a year and look cool,
Yeah, I like going to car shows. I love automobiles. I don't work on them, but I love the art of an automobile. The shape,
Right.
the engineering, the class. Some vehicles are just so beautiful as a piece of art in itself. But I'm beyond that now, I guess. It comes with getting old. Hey,
welcome to Tennessee, motherfuckers.
Yeah, welcome to Tennessee. I was just going to say, University of Memphis, here we come. I wonder how they built that pyramid. Did they use labor for that? Or do you think they used machinery?
Ancient aliens built it for them. It's really a energy source.
Okay.
Now, but that's why now they have it hidden beneath all of the stuff in Bass Pro Shop.
Is that why I enjoy going to Bass Pro Shop?
Yep. Alien waves, man. Alien waves.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't hunt. I don't fish. I'm not opposed to it. For a long time, I was anti-camping because I got more than my share of that in my 16 years in the military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was that way for a while with ships too. I'd take a cruise now, but I remember coming back from Westpac, and my family came to meet me, and the first thing they wanted to do was take a fucking harbor tour of fucking San Francisco. I'm like, guys, I just spent fucking 9 months on a boat. You think I want to go out on a boat? Are you crazy?
Yeah, I get it. There's something to be said about being on dry land. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Brandon?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I
because
can hear you.
my screen froze. That's
Okay. I'm just trying to navigate downtown Memphis.
I haven't been there in probably a dozen years or so. 12, 13 years.
It hadn't gotten any better.
No, definitely not. What's the name of that Tunica right down the road? Go to
The name of the
casino.
what?
All those river casinos.
I don't know. I never was a big casino guy.
I'm not either, but so I just had a video pop up on my feed about the Russian coup failure. We all know that's nothing but theater. Everything
Yeah.
the Russians do is propaganda. Is Results still with us?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm here. I had my
see your screen.
mic muted.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to take up all the airwaves.
No, you're
I'm
good.
not complaining. I never really liked Memphis. I was stationed here for sea school. That's where I got my what do you call it? Where I got my in avionics training, but I can't remember what the hell my AT. But Millington just seems sort of like a second thought. I went for training in Pensacola, and I had a much better fucking time there, and I have a lot more, fond memories of that base than I ever did here at fucking Millington.
A friend of mine was a Millington police officer for a while.
Yeah. A lot of people like it here. I just never fucking liked it.
I
The
think
weather's
that there are other parts of Tennessee that are nicer.
Oh yeah.
I've never been a fan of Memphis. Unless you're into the music. It used to have a great music scene if you're into the jazz, but I'm not a jazz guy.
Yeah, that whole Beale Street blues stuff, and the early rock and roll stuff. It's all still here. I saw B.B. King here, his hometown.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just really just sort of seemed blah.
How's the barbecue there?
It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
The Cajun food's a lot better than the barbecue, in my opinion, here.
Wow. Wouldn't have thought that.
Well, this is pretty much the far northern reaches of the whole, Mississippi Delta. It's all lowlands, and there's swamps everywhere. And lots of farming, but my God, you know, the weather here is just horrible. You never really have winter, and the summers are super humid and super hot. Oh my God, these roads are just terrible. Oh,
Hey, that reminds me of Western Pennsylvania, all those potholes. That's our state bird, the potholes.
it ain't unique to Western Pennsylvania either. Give me fucking Nebraska any day. Jeez. They've got terrible roads, but I mean, not terrible roads, but terrible weather, but good roads.
Well, I've always believed that the U.S. road system is designed to fail. They don't make the concrete or asphalt thick enough to carry the vehicles that traverse it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Well, the majority of it was built by contractors that submitted the cheapest bid.
Well, here in Western Pennsylvania, the asphalt is 4 inches thick, and where I live, the main road coming in and out of my village has 2 commercial dump truck companies on it around the oil wells and in the mines. So, you know, you're carrying what, 50 tons worth of 50 tons worth of stone and ground that you're moving with 100 trucks a day. The roads
No, the
can't
most they
carry
can
that.
most they can legally carry is fucking 20 tons, or excuse me, 40 tons.
Yeah, so if
But
it's 40 tons and you have 100 trucks on 4 inches of asphalt, then you wonder why the roads don't last. Not enough. And we have a wonderful habit here in Western Pennsylvania that after they pave a road, the water company goes back in to repair the cracked pipe that was caused by the paving of the new road.
that's pretty much universal too.
It looks like a beautiful day there, at least, Brandon. Nice
It
and
is.
dry, sunny.
Yeah. About 100% humidity, 98 degrees.
In 2014, I wanted to move down to Naples, Florida, and we didn't do it.
Now, because I don't know which part of Florida is Naples in.
Gulf Coast,
Okay.
2.5 hours south of Tampa.
Okay.
So if you draw a line, it's right across from Miami on the Gulf side.
We used to call the girls from around here when I was in Millington, we used to call them Triple T, Tennessee Trailer Trash.
That's funny. I wonder how many guys from that naval base ended up getting in trouble with the women down there.
Well, I know one of them. The first class who was at my ship, he got cuckolded by one of them.
Ooh.
It's a bad day.
She refused to move, and 2 out of the 5 children that she put on under his name are his biologically. Navy wouldn't fucking let him, or was gonna make him fucking pay and pay and pay. They wouldn't fucking make, they wouldn't let him put somebody else's name on the fucking birth certificate, since she had the children at the fucking naval hospital at the base. They had to put his name on there, even though they're not his kids.
Wow. That should be a crime.
fraud.
Yes. That should be a straight up crime.
I agree. It is. In my opinion, that's fucking fraternity fraud. But it was completely and 100% supported by the fucking brass of the Navy. That's just...
Was it? It sounds like it was mandated.
Yeah. The Navy doctor's a Navy doctor's an officer. My first class was ordered to sign that fucking paperwork. And they had the fucking jag in there and everything.
I don't see how that's legal.
UCMJ ain't the fucking
Civil law.
ain't civilian.
Yeah. Well, you would think that the Navy's first action in this type of situation would be to protect their sailor.
Oh no.
But no, they got the Navy's white knighting for the skeezer.
Yep.
Oh, disgusting. Oh, that just breaks my heart.
The military is the plaything of Congress for all their social engineering schemes because they approve all the funding.
Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Hemi.
Good morning, Hemi.
Hey, RO.
Good morning, Amy.
Who's Black Lab Rustler?
It's the Grinch.
The Grinch. All right, Grinch and
Yep.
RO and Brandon.
Yep.
Yeah, Chloe's a black
and
lab.
Hemi.
So if he's a Chihuahua smuggler, I have to be the black lab rustler.
Nice. Okay, I see.
You should have been a black lab burglar.
Black Lab burglar. Black Wuhan lab. So where are we today? Brandon?
We are in Memphis, Tennessee right now, heading up to Bells, Tennessee.
Bells or balls?
It depends on which way you look at it.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to do brakes on a friend's car just this morning.
Well,
New caliper, new hose.
New hoses are better than old hoses.
Yeah, yeah. For 14, but I didn't know what was keeping this caliper seized on. Whether it was because sometimes those hoses get a pocket in them, and they'll get fluid in behind the layers of rubber, and it'll create like a check valve, right? Where when you press the brake, fluid will pass by, but
Mm-hmm.
it won't return back, and then it keeps the brake still kind of dragging, right? So for 14 bucks, I was going to do a caliper anyway, but to guarantee that it's not in the hose, put a $14 hose on it too.
Got to stay away from them hose.
Yeah. Anyway, quick job, in and out.
you want your hose young and tight.
Yeah.
Fresh and fit.
Fresh and fit. Fuck.
I have never watched that show.
You're all the better for it.
I'm
Those
sure we've
fucking
all
guys.
seen clips, but I've never watched it either.
Those fucking guys. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. So anything exciting happened last night, Brandon?
No,
No?
nothing.
Good. Because you weren't at a Love, so I didn't know if you had any.
Well, actually, I was at a Love's.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I thought you went to a TA last night.
No, that was the night before.
Oh, okay. I lost track.
It all sort of runs together.
Yeah, I've lost track of days. Tim Elgato, how's it going, Tim?
Hello, Tim. El Gato.
I got my laundry done. I went and ate at a Mexican restaurant.
Nice.
Had a nice, easy layabout freaking Sunday morning, which is very rare.
Well,
Didn't start driving till I felt like it.
You have to lay about because it's 106 fucking degrees.
No, it's only 98 today.
Ooh, balmy.
Yep. I had a guy. I left a comment on this fucking annoying video. There was this fucking 6'3" chick. I don't know why the fuck I got this in my shorts. In 6'3" chick with shorts. But anyways, and she was lip syncing to some fucking line, and it said, "I have all these American white guys scurrying to me like cockroaches."
Okay.
And I wrote, what if, there was like 100 other guys. Everyone was like, "Oh, you're so beautiful, mew, 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 mew." And I wrote, "What a disgusting woman." And I had some troll write me back, "Woman, question mark?" And I wrote him back, "Hey, I don't understand what you mean. Could you try could you try a complete sentence?" And he says back to me, "I do complete sentences like you do exercise." And I wrote him back, "So you're kind of annoying and sweaty." You're annoyed and sweaty. Because that's what I am when I'm exercising. I'm kind of annoyed and sweaty,
All I just heard was you had a 6-foot girl in your shorts.
And then all the blood rushed away from your head and you missed everything else. Got it.
Well, Chloe woke up on that one.
Hey, and in the woman's defense, she was very nice looking, but
Oh, yeah.
apparently she has shit for brains.
So the men are scurrying to her like cockroaches.
Yeah.
Aren't
It
cockroaches
was either
attracted to
cockroaches.
filth and disorder?
Yeah, it was either cockroaches or rats. I can't remember which. But anyways, it was completely fucking misandry. All men are scum.
Men ain't shit.
Hating on the white guys. Typical fucking feminist communist bullshit.
Tim Elgato says, surprise, surprise, hoes get guys.
Yep. Now there's a piece of Americana driving in front of us. A Coleman pop-up camper.
They still make those, don't they?
I don't think that Coleman makes the campers anymore, but anyways, the one that's in front of us is at least 30 years old, if not older. But she's trailering nice. We're looking for State Highway 76.
Then my mom got a hard-sided one.
Yeah?
Yep. But I remember the old pop-up. When it was raining, you get told, don't touch the canvas.
Yeah.
I'd sit there and draw pictures on the canvas because the moisture would come through wherever you touched it, right? Then I got in trouble for that. I guess Dad had to waterproof the thing again.
Cyber Toxin says that he lived in a Coleman pop-up camper now and then as a kid before the family went to Mexico.
Yeah. I lived in one for the summers.
But how'd you fight off polar bears up there in the Great White North?
Oh, we don't got polar bears here. I'm in southern Ontario. There's places of Michigan. There's places of Michigan that are further north than I am.
You're not too far away from me then.
No. Yeah, when my mom used to go to Intercourse, Pennsylvania on trips. She'd go to Frankenmuth to get. They got that Christmas town there.
Yes.
She dipped down there for a weekend. So Pennsylvania is rather close. It's a day trip type thing.
If I'm 5 hours from the falls.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm about 3 hours from the falls, and then 5 hours to Pennsylvania. So in 8 hours, you be down there.
Maybe when I get my motorcycle, I'll have to do a road trip. Holy puppy!
But you're
You
not
ever
going to
been
get
to-
a motorcycle.
What's that?
He's getting a fucking 3-wheel motorcycle.
That's
That
not a
spider.
motorcycle.
No, I wouldn't call it a motorcycle either. I call it a snowmobile with an identity crisis.
Hi, Chloe. I'll be right back. I gotta walk Chloe. You want to go?
All right.
Come on, baby.
What about those bikes that have the two wheels in the front and the one in the back?
That's what he's getting.
That's what he's
Well,
getting. Yeah.
He's getting a
Can-Am
Can-Am. Yeah.
Can-Am Spider. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a
Motorcycle or
snowmobile.
not, they look fun.
Well, it's not. It's definitely not a bike, because bike is for bicycle, which the bi in that is for two. It would be a trike.
Trike.
And it is
I
a
don't know.
tricycle, but a car is a quadricycle.
Cycle.
Well, you can say cycle. I can say sickle.
A sickle is something you harvest wheat with.
Well, it's a bicycle, right? You don't say bicycle.
Bicycle. Bicycle.
Yeah.
A bicycle. God damn it. The English language. Fuck. It's so confusing.
It's like the word bake and naked are spelled almost the same, but pronounced entirely different.
What about lead and lead?
Lead and lead. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Or two and two?
Or R. R-A-R-E-O-U-R.
No.
Read, red.
Yeah. Kansas. Arkansas.
we just left Arkansas. Now we're in Tennessee.
Now we're in your Kansas.
No, we're in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. We didn't go to your Kansas.
Tennessee, ain't no place I'd rather be. Baby, won't you carry me back to Tennessee?
Yeah, cybertoxin. There, and there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know when you brought up and you've been taught English as your natural first language, it's not as confusing. But you got fucking people that come here and try and figure it out. Oh, I can't blame them. It's difficult. I see the difficulties in it.
I read somewhere recently that English is just three separate languages masquerading as one.
Yeah, probably right.
I think it's more, but yeah.
Wonder how hard it would be to learn Gaelic.
Gaelic. Oh,
Hug
here's a quick
Mahone.
Chucky Arla. Okay, we have someone new here. Sour Melon. He has a question directed at you, Brandon. Well, I don't know if directed at you, but it's your show, so I'm going to let you field it. He says, "Hi, I am new. I hear MGTOW hate women. Is that somewhat true or not at all?"
That's not true. But I'll give you one provision to that. I hate one woman. The rest of them, I'm ambivalent about. I could care less.
Who hurt
But if we're
you?
talking about my first ex-wife, then yes, I hate that woman. All women? No.
No.
Cybermelon. You sound like Frank.
Sour melon.
Oh, sour melon. Sorry, cyber toxin. My bad. I hope that answers your question. How the rest of you guys feel about it?
Tim Elgato said that's BS propaganda talk.
I know, Tim. We get a few of those from time to time.
Frank says it's not me, brothers. Bah, bah. Guess who's here? Guess who's here? Come on in, Frank, and prove it's not you. Okay, here he's got another.
Sour Melon
Sour Melon
says,
has another question. Can we still be chivalrous without being called a simp?
Yes, you can.
in small doses.
But I'd like to also point out that the use of the word simp is shaming language, and we in MGTOW get our validation from within ourselves. So if anybody calls you a name, they're trying to manipulate you.
Shame you.
Yep. And you
So-
don't need to pay attention to it because you're going your own way. And you could, we preach that you should not give a fuck what anybody else says.
Now, chivalry, though, was not invented for women. It was a warrior's code, like between combatants. So
Well,
why do you extend chivalry to someone who is not a combatant?
Well, chivalry actually is sort of like Bushido in that it's an
Yes.
all-around code for living your life.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to look up the code of chivalry, it's written
I'm
out.
looking at it
And-
right now, actually.
The one that was written by John Marshall, not any of the more modern ones.
This one, I don't know if you would consider 1170 and 1220 modern.
That one works.
Pardon?
The 1170 AD and 1220
Yeah.
AD. That one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was associated with medieval Christian institution of knighthood. So if you weren't a knight, you were not held to a chivalric code. Its knights and gentlemen behaviors were governed by chivalrous social codes. The ideas of chivalry were popularized in medieval literature, particularly the literary cycles known as the Matter of France, relating to the legendary companions of Charlemagne and his men-at-arms, the Paladins, and the Matter of Britain, formed by Geoffrey of Monmouth, written in 1130.
Yeah, but they actually have the code.
Yes,
Do
the code of
do
chivalry.
they tell you what the code is?
I'm getting into it. The
Right,
code.
we don't need to know the extraneous bullshit.
Sure. It was translated as horse soldiery.
Come on. None of the extraneous bullshit, Hemi. Just the code.
Hey. I didn't write it. Okay. The code of chivalry as it stood was a moral system which combined warrior ethos.
Blah, blah,
knightly
blah,
piety,
blah, blah. We don't need
courtly
the
manners.
explanation. Come on, give us
Here are
the
the
code.
commandments. Fuck off. The commandments are thou shalt believe that the church teaches and thou shalt observe its directions. Number 2, thou shalt defend the church. Number 3, thou shalt respect all weaknesses and thou shalt constitute thyself defender of them. Number 4, thou shalt love country in which thou wast born. 5, thou shalt not recoil before thine enemy. 6, Thou shalt make war against the infidel without cessation and without mercy. 7. Thou shalt perform scrupulously thy feudal duties, if they be not contrary to the laws of God. 8. Thou shalt never lie, and thou shalt remain faithful to thy pledged word. 9. Thou shalt be generous, and give largesse to everyone. 10. Thou shalt be everywhere and always the champion of the right and the good against injustice and evil. Nothing in those 10 say anything about being kind to women
No, it does not, does it?
or opening doors for women or anything. It wasn't designed to be for women. It was designed against your fellow combatants.
And how you treat those beneath you who are
Right.
not soldiers of God.
Correct.
Thou shalt protect the weak, women, children, and peasants under your control.
So if the weak identify as equal to you or stronger to you, I guess they're no longer.
The weak, are they? Okay. So yeah, you can be chivalrous. But remember, you don't have to extend that courtesy to those who are not part of your chivalric order or who have not taken vows of chivalry.
Sour Melon just posted another question, and I will go ahead and chime in and say yes.
What is his question?
Yeah, they need the question. I enjoy treating women I am courting with gifts and saying things like, "You are beautiful." Is that setting me up for failure?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because we have studied Rufeld's law, and we know, in most cases, but not all, that women will just take a look at that type of behavior and want more. They also. Go ahead,
carry on.
Emmy.
Shall we state what Briffelt's law is?
Absolutely.
Okay, the law states the female, not the male, determines all the conditions of the animal family. It implies that where a female can derive no benefit from association with a male, no such association will take place.
So if you were dealing with a lady from 1850 and you gave her gifts and compliments, you could generally trust her once she has made her decision on who to mate with for life, who to marry, that would be the way things were going to be for the rest of your life. That is no longer the case. The social construct that existed in the past has been destroyed.
Gone.
Before you go on with another point, there, I want to say hello, Outlaw. You slipped in quietly.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Outlaw?
Outlaw.
What's up?
Outlaw.
So, Mr. What is it, Sour Melon? Why don't you come on the panel?
Sour Melon.
Yeah, come on the panel, Sour Melon. I can't really read your stuff.
We love discussion.
Yeah, come on, talk.
I enjoy treating women I am courting with gifts and say things like "You are beautiful." So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't add anything to what they've said. Yeah, that's pretty much true what they said. They'll take advantage of me.
It It used to be a man's protection and provisions were rewarded with loyalty, gratitude, and submission. That is no longer the case.
Mhm.
So they broke their end of the
We got
contract. Why should you still behave as if they have not?
Right.
And, you know, to protect yourself from the society and the way the courts are set up, in divorce law and child custody cases, we've developed the 3 tenets of MGTOW, which tell us no marriage, no cohabitation, and no children. And all of these rules or tenets are set up to protect you from being used, which is why we say MGTOW prevents usury. And usury is defined as a oh, I got to change lanes here.
Fuck, here comes another one.
preach, True Blood, preach.
Do you want the definition of usury?
Yeah, I'm having to concentrate on my driving. If you could take over for a minute.
Usury is the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest. And there we go. Hold on. Pop up.
But anyways, if you wish to continue the discussion, use your microphone. Call the show. We'd love to hear from you.
See, now those 3 tenets will protect you, but if you're still going to fuck around with women, they still don't protect you from false allegations.
I am alone when it comes to feeling great when I give aid to a woman, like helping them with auto mechanic.
Am I alone when it comes
to money or not?
No. That's what you're fucking designed to do, is provide. You're providing. You're doing what you were brought here to do. That's why you feel good doing it. The problem is, it's not reciprocated. She
Not at
don't
all.
need you no more, man. She don't need you.
She don't need no man.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Ain't no
strong
man.
and brave.
Stunning.
Yeah,
You've been replaced by dollars now. Now she can just take your money and hire someone to do what you would do for her.
the idea, Sour Melon, is if they're going to be treated as equal and all that, then you can't so much put yourself in danger anymore and just help them like, you know, everything's still normal between men and women like it used to be. You know, you have to protect yourself by not engaging. You know, yes, it's still in our nature to do that, but you have to use common sense that, you know, she could make false allegations. So you just
See, everything you're doing there, you know, help a woman out with auto mechanics and stuff, fine and dandy, but there's a fine line where you're being used then. Like, when you only hear from this person whenever their car is broken, well, they're using you then, right? Like, do you get anything back from that woman when you provide aid to her other than the good feeling? Does she reciprocate anything back? I know it makes you feel good inside, okay, but do you get anything back? Say you do brakes on that girl's car, and what does she do for you?
it's an argument, one of a struggle of your nature versus what you know better.
Yeah.
You know,
and if you want to have children, there's ways to get them without, you know, getting into a permanent relationship with a woman. Women are more than happy to sell their wombs or rent them. You know, you can get a surrogate child if you feel like it. If you don't want to go with a surrogacy, you can adopt children. You know?
How old are you, Sour Melon?
Sour Melon, I would add that you could be wrenching on a woman's car in her driveway, and while you are laboring on her car,
Her
she
boyfriend
will be
shows up.
inside the house getting her black back blown out by Chad.
Yeah, she's getting ready for a date. Can you get the car finished? I've got a date.
You know, your internal nature is telling you, you know, to help this person because you know, you can't assume what they're going through. So you just see what you see with your eyes, but your common sense is telling you that, you know, there's too many variables that could go wrong here. You know, she could rob you, she could try to stab you, kill you, she could have somebody waiting around the side of the car that could kill you or something like that. You know, so there's too many questions that, you know, are possible that you can't answer. So you just don't take a chance, brother. It's all about self-preservation, right?
You know, there's been several times women have been broken down on the side of the road. And like, say they got a flat tire, the guy fixes their flat tire, and they turn around and charge him with rape.
Yeah,
You know?
accuse him of sexual
It's happened.
impropriety.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
you know, you just, I'm a monk, which means I don't ever seek out the company of women. And, but I'm also old. I've got 3 children.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about that. And it's very freeing once you're not worried about having more children, how really little you need a woman for, you know.
That's why I wanted to know his
Basically,
age.
yeah. You just want to have sex, you know, how
He
and
wrote
after a
here,
while,
sometimes I feel I feel not foul. I feel like feeling good about a woman can only hurt me in the long run. Am I destroyed on the inside? Because I've been hurt for sure. So you've already
yeah,
had a taste.
that's completely fucking normal.
You've already had a
You're not
taste.
destroyed, though.
No, because you're still here.
And every day above Cliff's a
Everything you
great day.
Yep.
everything you think you need from a woman, you can get from within.
Would it be nice to have somebody living in your house that would clean and cook and, you know, meet you at the door when you got home and give you a blowjob? Yeah, well, yeah, sure, that'd be nice, but, you know, are you willing to bet that she's going to remain faithful to you, that after 7, 10, 12, 20 years, she's not going to just say, I'm bored, and take half of everything you own, leaving you with, you know, all the bills that are still out there and none of the assets. You know, then you might have to turn around after giving away half of your labor for, you know, whatever amount of time, and have to continue to pay on children who she's going to do everything in her power to turn against you.
After you get a chance. Alan's gone. Yeah, Steven's going to park here on this side. I'm going to move Cindy's car over to the driveway.
We can't hear your results.
That's not me.
Oh, well then, whoever that was, we couldn't hear you. But anyways, if you want to ask any more questions, join the chat. Everybody in the world has a smartphone. You can get on your phone and talk.
I
The
think it might
link
be a
is
female.
pinned at the top of the chat.
I think Sour Melon might be a female based on the
Yeah, that's why I'm
anime
wanting them
girls.
to get on the chat.
And it's an account created in 2021. So,
Yeah.
Are you a female, Sour Melon?
Actually, let's just, get, stop responding to them until they get on the chat. So,
Your rules,
yeah,
I will abide.
yeah, they're, either going to get on or they're not. So, anyways, Frank, you bastard, get on here, you son of a bitch.
Bah.
Yeah, where were you? Where were you yesterday, Frank?
And the day before.
And the day before. You've got some explaining to do. Come on.
Frankie, you got some splaining to do.
No, camera's not necessary at all.
No, we don't need a camera.
In
fact,
and yeah.
Only one of us here shows their face, and that's me. You can have your anonymity.
Frank's who's in the hospital?
He was in hospital for 6 hours.
We promised not to let Frank know. Yeah, we promised not to let Frank know where you live. You'll be okay.
But cleanish bill of health. Why were you there for 6 hours if you have a cleanish bill of health, Frank?
Did he have an enema? Is that what he's talking about?
Probably. He goes in for colonoscopies for sport.
Yeah.
He does. He convinces his doctor that they're for preventative reasons.
No, I don't want the anesthesia this time.
JR has hidden Sour Melon in the chat. So, Sour Melon, if you want to continue the conversation, click the StreamYard link and join the conversation.
Yeah, you'll have to get by the pit bull, JR. Good luck, Sour Melon. Good luck.
Yeah.
JR's got this.
And it's nothing personal. It's just that we've had lots of people coming in and fucking around.
Yeah. And you can't debate this with a female.
Some undefeated persons.
No, did JR time out the Sour Melon guy or girl, whoever it is?
She was a lurker. She was fucking cyber stalking fucking Rusty.
Hell yeah. Scrape that plate.
Oh, you guys can hear that in the background.
Yeah.
So.
We hear everything.
Hey, Frankie. Come on, Frankie. We know you're upside down and from the future, but at least come and say hello. You don't have to stay here for hours and hours and hours. I'm only 18 miles from where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to be on for another 20 minutes to a half hour tops.
He said he'll say hi.
Oh, good. Tim, The fuck are you doing, man? You need to get on here too. You've been teasing us in the chat for a couple of days too. But unlike Frank, you've at least been here. That silly Kiwi. Fucking a bird or a fruit? We don't fucking know.
Maybe it's a fruity bird.
Maybe. But we don't know.
I fear that if I hang around with men that have been deeply hurt before, I will never recover from it. Sour Melon, we're not afraid of women, brother or sister, whoever you
Nope.
are.
Nope.
We're not.
Not afraid of them. Just don't want to deal
I'm
with
not
them.
No, just back up.
I'm not afraid of rattlesnakes, but I don't walk up to one and slap it upside the head and expect a good result either.
Exactly.
I do, but I'm stupid. I got married twice.
Me too.
Sour Melon, you take precautions to protect yourself from it ever
But
happening.
once again, guys, let him fucking come on the panel.
He's long gone.
He probably left.
Yeah. Hello.
Could have been a chick.
Hello.
Based Cat, what up? Not much, brother.
Is that Tim Elgato?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I must be having some really bad
I can't hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can't hear him that good.
No.
No.
Why don't you try it again? I think you might have a bad connection.
Come back in.
Man, why do they build schools to look like prisons?
Hmm. Good to know. I'll entertain myself somehow, says Timothy.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
So are we arriving at Bell's?
It's
Well, we'll be getting there if we can ever get around this F-150 who wants to drive fucking 40 miles an hour.
Greenskin. It's a clusterfuck, brother. He says you have a hard on, Brandon, for Frank and the tag team from Tim, Hemi, myself, and Hamster.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's a circle. Everybody's attracted to everybody here for some reason. I don't know why. Usually Frank.
Well, I'm surprised that the suspension on that Harley that just passed me is holding up to that one. Big old girl there.
Orca sighting.
Sour Melon is still logged in, just won't join the StreamYard. It's a chick.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. After a while, you know, you get sort of a second sense about this sort of thing. So the questions were a little bit too
gynocentric.
I don't know about
all about feelings.
Yeah, all about feelings. All right, who's there? Somebody just popped in. Is that Tim coming back?
Insight. I've got amazing powers of observation.
Right.
And that is how I know, Brandon. When I try to get through the telephone to you, there'll be nobody home.
Yeah. That's
Hello, my brothers.
that's true.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, results.
Well,
Sarge,
welcome, Frank.
Hello,
Henry, Brandon,
hello, Frank.
Outlaw. Hi, brothers.
How you doing,
Timothy's here. Hey, brothers. Missed yous a bit, but I do keep an eye out. And there's always a like. One of those likes is always mine. Yes, Tim's back again, brothers.
Nope.
Oh, it's not clear, Tim. But I heard that.
Yeah, you're muffled, brother.
Yeah.
Oh well, poor Tim.
Timothy Sokol was going to take out the Honda today, but Sunday is clusterfuck driving weekends. What type of Honda, Timothy?
Not quite, Tim, brother.
Don't know what to say, but I do know that I don't like spiders or snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love.
That's a throwback.
Ah, Bells is even on the signs now. We're on the right road.
Are there whistles there?
I don't know. We'll find out.
One.
Hell's bells.
Hell's bells.
That's a good song.
Good song. I have to learn that one day.
I
How
got
you
you,
guys,
Timothy. Not bad, Frank.
Well, we're in the town of Haywood right now, so they have an air. They make hand dryers here.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can go up and find that, and you find these Hey, would you blow me's?
Oh, okay. Well, I know, Brandon, you're in Tennessee and you're en route to Milwaukee. Is that right?
No,
No.
I'm on my way to Bells, Tennessee.
Bells, Tennessee. Right. Okay.
Yep.
Coming.
Tolling of the bells, bells.
89 750 bobber. Oh, so you got a motorcycle, huh?
I'm pretty sure Frankie got my Edgar Allan Poe alliteration.
No, I did not. No.
You didn't? Oh,
No.
Frankie.
No, I didn't. No. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. That's all I get. Tick tock, and not this modern day tick tock. The Telltale Heart, Brandon. No.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, I got a movie for all of the brothers. If anyone wants to watch it, and you'll really like it, and it takes a long time to get in. Well, it's a good movie. I just got to remember the name. I'll find it. It's not woke or anything. It's set in the America back in that Civil War era, I think, around about that time, give or take 30 years.
A little earlier than that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's the movie?
Well, hang on, give me 1 sec, and I'll type in both the actors.
Well, you brought it up.
Yeah, who's the actor from? He played one of the Batmans. He's dark hair. I also played Jason
George
Bateman.
Clooney.
No, but the guy who played the psychopath as well. I always forget his name. He played Bateman in American Psycho. What's his name?
I forget.
I'll find him. I'll be right back.
Okay. Bye, Frank.
Bye, Frank.
Get your shit together, Frank. The hell.
American Psycho was a great movie. The first one.
Never seen it.
Well, it's actually worth watching. The first one, not any of the other ones where they had to bring in a chick.
There you go. The Pale Blue Eye. Good movie. Type it there. Blue Eye. It gets better.
Bale,
Christian.
Bale Christian. Christian
Yeah.
Bale.
Bale.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Greenskin,
Christian
brother.
Bale.
Awesome. That's the one. That's the one, brother. And here's the movie. Nothing woke in it, as far as I can see. No, it's a good movie. Yeah, I know. I have that effect on all of the boys. Kratos. Great movie, Tim. Can you get back in, Tim?
Tim has probably given up for the day. They had a leaky dike, and the water got into the internet, and nobody would stick their finger in a dike anymore. Not even the other dikes. So. Have you ever heard of Davy Crockett, Frank?
Yeah. He was like a founder of a settler in America or some sort of thing like that, wasn't he?
King of the Wild
I think
Frontier.
he was actually. He's the guy that founded Tennessee. He was a mountain man,
Oh, wow.
and
Yep,
he's the guy that found the pathway to get over here. And
Oh, that's cool. Trailblazer.
yeah, when he
Who was Daniel
died
Boone?
in the
Sorry.
Allo. Daniel Boone was another mountain man, and he was up in Kentucky.
Right.
Which is the state just north of here, where Hammer lives.
Right. Well, yeah, that's right. Kentucky. They fry chickens there a lot.
Yeah, sure they do.
11 herbs and spices.
The secret recipe.
I wonder why they don't call it Kentucky pressure cooked chicken.
Well, they pressure cook it so they can use really fucking old, not even ever going to lay another egg hens, and tender juicy.
Kind of like what Father Time does to woman.
Too bad we can't pressure cook our women. We get something nice and tasty at the end.
No eggs. No eggs.
That's right. Empty egg carton.
Tim, hope you're. What's that saying?
Outlaw.
Yes, sir.
What's your grandbaby girl?
Oh, God.
Well,
I knew this would happen.
it
You
wasn't me.
don't have to tell him. You don't have to tell him, Outlaw. Frankie's rage typing.
Rage typing.
Yeah, I can see you, Tim Elgato, but just can't hear you, brother.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can see you just in, Tim.
Maybe Tim needs to change his name to Beagle Burglar. He needs to be a beagle burglar.
I just
Oh,
saw.
Why?
I think something to do with audio, Tim.
Tim, you sound like you're talking to us through about 10 meters of PVC pipe.
That's holy shit.
Yeah.
I'll fucking just reset everything. I'm gonna try again.
Yeah. We'll just say, get on the chopper now and hang up.
I just saw the most hilarious comment on Hood Conservative stream. The battered woman is never deep fried.
Well, that's an old joke. They say there was something like 30% of the women are battered, the others are baked or deep fried. You know, that's a great old joke. You know, it runs along the lines with, what do you tell a woman with two black eyes? And the answer is nothing. You've already told her twice.
Good one.
Not that we're
Another-
promoting violence
another
against
one.
women or anything
No,
like that.
we
but
don't. No, never.
these are jokes.
It's jokes.
Another oldie classic is when you go to a animal shelter and adopt a dog, you're a hero. But when you go to a battered woman shelter for a new girlfriend, you're an asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's an interesting Titanic fact.
All right.
The wife of the Ocean Gate CEO who was piloting the missing Titan submersible is the great-great-granddaughter of Isidore and Ida Strauss, who died upon the Titanic in 1912.
Yeah, they have a reason to be there then.
So
Nostalgia.
So the billionaire's wife went down too?
No, she wasn't on the submarine, but she's the great-great-granddaughter of the richest people on the Titanic that the movie Titanic was made concerning the rich family. That was her great-grandparents.
Okay, so she offed her husband the same way great grandma did. Got it.
Yeah, only she lived to tell about it.
Well, it doesn't say that great grandma died, but great grandpa died.
Let's see here.
Well, if she was on the Titanic, she would have been in the lifeboats, I guess.
No, they both died.
Okay.
They both died.
Yeah, that's a hard way to go, man.
Drowning?
Well, the being in the submarine, and the whole thing imploding on you.
Oh, they never felt a thing. They never felt a thing.
But they would know it's coming.
No. If it gave way, it could give way faster than the human nervous system could even register and send a message to your brain saying something's wrong.
Well,
Mhm.
from what I read yesterday, that submarine had sensors that would let them know if the carbon fiber was starting to delaminate. So once it started going, the warning buzzer would have went off.
Well, I think that it failed where they mated carbon fiber with titanium.
Yes.
That's where I think it would fail. And at that junction, there'd be no way to have a fucking sensor in there. They could have sensors embedded in the titanium. They could have sensors embedded in the fucking carbon fiber, but at the junction itself, that has to be as strong as possible, and there'd be no way because it was just epoxy that held it together.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you even got like a pinhole, it would fill up. The water pressure is so great down there that it would fill up that submarine, compress all the air, cook everybody before a nerve impulse could get to the human brain.
Cybertoxin says the Titanic is still helping redistribute wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
And Seraphim says that submarine was definitely a Titanic experience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wasn't it named Titan?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they were just tempting fate the whole fucking way.
The newspaper articles of that time said this is the ship that even God couldn't sink. That's what they said.
Oh my.
They said that, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tempting fate too.
With the Titanic, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we are in beautiful Bells, Tennessee.
It's nice.
You know,
I like it.
The way that I see it, it's a very staunch reminder not to diversity hire. Put people on the job that's qualified to design these submarines that have experience with what works and what doesn't, instead of calling it just a bunch of old white men. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's racism.
Well, the CEO, Rush, he fired the chief engineer, the 50-some-year-old chief engineer, because he was saying things about the hull.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't believe it was safe any longer after the multiple dives. Was that a road pirate we just passed?
Yes, it was.
Ah.
I don't believe anybody was sitting in that car, though.
That looks like a post office.
It is.
Nice.
And I'm pulling off the road to look and find my steakhouse that I'm going to be parking at tonight.
Cyber Toshin, God is not mocked. And Timothy Sokol, and proves the shallow end of the gene pool is self-cleaning. Yeah. Well, it's like I talked to Red Pill Rhino and the rest of the guys the other night. We talked about this. This was a submarine. Now what if you've got diversity hires piloting these cruise ships or these planes where a lot of lives are on board at that point? You're responsible for many more lives than just 4 other ones. And you all die because of something that could have easily been prevented. What then?
And you didn't sign a waiver.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be next? Every time you fly on a commercial airline, you have to sign a waiver that it might cause injury or death?
Yep. You know, there's a reason why we hire people who's qualified for the job, who has experience. You know,
Well, the thing that the guy was just absolutely fucking stupid about is there's plenty, and I mean plenty, of people that are not white who are former submariners, who are engineers, and have, 50, 8 years of life, who he could have hired had he, not been a racist prick.
yep.
And now everybody's dead because he was a racist prick.
Yep.
I don't think he was racist so much as just a
Of course he was. He
supreme
said,
virtue.
I don't want to hire 50-year-old white guys. That's racism.
That's virtue signaling.
That's racism.
I guess I see it different than you.
I ain't going to give up on this one. If you say you will not hire a certain race, that is racist.
What I'm saying is his motivation is how other people perceive him more so than his personal opinions and biases against another race.
Whatever his reasons for that racism are his reasons. But he was still being racist.
Well, factually, yes. I just think his motivations were, look at me, I'm enlightened, I promote all the right ideals, blah blah blah. I think if the narrative was to embrace 50-year-old white man, I think he would embrace that. I think he was just following the narrative.
It's a failing on the guy's part, because you're putting your self convictions, which are stupid ones, over the health and well-being of 5 people, simply because you have a problem with the skin color of certain people. People like that shouldn't be running any kind of businesses that involve the lives of people that you could compromise their lives in for something so stupid and arbitrary. I mean, I don't know. Every time I think humanity gets dumb, they reach a new level of dumb, they always prove me wrong. You know, how much dumber are people going to get?
Well, pretty soon we'll have a Darwin event.
You just basically said, here, hold my beer.
I mean, you know, common sense, how you feel about other races shouldn't be put ahead of, you know, the safety and well-being of people at your job. You know,
Especially, I hate to say this, but especially your customers.
yeah.
I'm just, I know this is
curious.
awful,
I'm
but
curious as
I'm happy that he died, because he would be sued into oblivion had he not.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why they were exploring the shipwreck of the Titanic. What did they expect to learn that they
Nothing.
haven't already learned from previous excursions?
No, they weren't expecting to learn anything. They were expecting to make money. That's the whole thing that was there.
Like the Elon Musk of the seas.
Princess Cruise Lines has a terminal 2 blocks away from my house. The only have Honduran and Greeks as a service personnel. Yeah, I mean, you know, Timothy, to me, the color of someone's skin don't matter. As long as they're qualified for the job, as long as they have the experience and, they know what's right and wrong. I don't care if a whole team of black people ran those subs or Mexicans or Asians, white people. Be qualified for the job. Have experience. Take the necessary courses that require you to receive license and all that to, do the job. Like I said, there's a reason why we hire experience over diversity.
I disagree with you, Outlaw.
Look
at what we're trying to hire for the president of the United States and the leader of Congress.
Yeah.
It's diversity hires, not who could best do the job.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's not yeah.
The days of you being a professional and competent and being able to do a job without supervision, those days are long gone. Everybody now has become a woke puppet. The leadership sticks their finger up your crack and they will follow you everywhere you go, no matter what job you do anymore.
Oh, it's obvious that the people up there aren't the most qualified for their jobs, obviously.
Congress is the only job you can go to that you can start with absolutely nothing, stay there 50 years, done absolutely nothing, and leave a multimillionaire.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't even take that long.
No, not now. That's why so many of them have been rotating within 8 years. They get 2 or 3 tours and they're millionaires and they make connections in the business world. Nobody ever sees them again, but they're highly paid.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how many of them end up in the media.
Or as lobbyists.
Yes.
Yes, Timothy, I agree. That's why I don't agree with hiring diversity hires. I don't agree with hiring people who are not qualified for the job. That's what I'm saying. Let the people be hired who have qualifications for the job. Which, in the modern age, when you would rather put black people or Mexicans or just for the sake of their genitalia or their skin color in these positions, just for that, and a lot of them may not know what they're doing. I don't agree with that, man.
Recently I read about a guy who submitted a bunch of resumes as a bunch of job applications, and he submitted them in 2 versions. One version with a male applicant, and the other version was a female applicant. But other than that, they were the exact identical resume. And the female version got way more responses and interest for interviews and whatnot than the male applicant. But other than that, the resume was exactly identical.
Yeah, my country here. If you do a resume with a name which is non-ethnic, so majority a Caucasian name, then you'll get far less treatment. And I've seen it happen a lot. And I know one guy who went from one job to he did a little stint for I think about maybe a year to 18 months in the old thing for impregnating a girl who was I think 14, and he got
Lovely
out.
fellow.
Lovely fellow, all right, yeah. And he got out, although she was willing, but he's horrible. It's a horrible thing to do. She got out, and he got out after that time, and he's immediately back in a job. And I know other people who have done other things, such as manslaughter, and which is difficult. And manslaughter, and served 8 years at that time. He's in and out all the time. This guy, he's Nightmare. That's his nickname. and he just got dropped straight back up because of connections. Ethnic people. I know another guy, funnily enough, speaking in a different gang, the opposite gang to that, and he's all his brothers and this. It's easy. It's easy for them to get jobs, But I applied for 88 jobs before I semi-retired, and I failed in them. I got my business up and running. I did it myself, so. And then 88 jobs. I didn't just fail. I didn't get an interview. A fucking interview, guys. I didn't get a fucking interview. Because my name's Frank. My last name's not Tuatelangisi or something like that. That's why. So, fuck them.
Fuck them all.
Fuck them all. Let God sort them out.
So the current Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force is female.
Mm-hmm.
The Command Master Chief of Charleston is female.
Mm-hmm.
The Chief Master Sergeant of the South Carolina National Guard, female. There's a whole list of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? That's bullcrap, because I bet you none of these women have ever had to carry 85 pounds of gear 15 miles in 3 hours like I have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Grinch, look at it a different way.
Bullshit.
Look at it a different way. 3% of the military, 3% is female.
It's 10% now.
Oh, it's 10% now?
In 2022, 10% of the military is female, and more than 10% of the staff NCOs or chief class in the military is female.
Yeah, I'd say that the leadership, I'd say it's closer to fucking 50%.
So you got someone who's never done the job telling me how to do the job.
Right.
Bull crap. Bull crap.
Yep.
It's just like the post office. Bull crap.
Yep. And in that circumstance, it's a diversity hire, and she's not qualified for the job, so I would not agree with her having that position.
You know, it's great that she has a chest full of ribbons and badges and has her master jump wings and all that stuff. I doubt that any of them ever seen incoming rounds. How the hell are you leading combat troops and not bullshit? Bullshit. I'm throwing a red flag on the field. There's a red card for all you football fans. Red card.
Mm-hmm.
Bull crap. Now, I couldn't carry that weight now. My body's too broken. But I did it when I was, still in my prime, in my 20s and 30s. Next thing you know, the next Command Master Chief of the Navy will be some woman that'll trip up the steps because she's a doting old cross-dresser like Biden.
They made a fucking cross-dresser an admiral who had never fucking served a day in its life as a fucking Navy guy. They made him an admiral.
Yeah, you're talking about what's his name that's in the second in command at the Department of Health.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be the Pennsylvania state doctor or whatever they call it. She ran the Department of Health here for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Yeah, they had to go pull her out of Boston. She was a doctor, a psychologist in Boston.
Yeah, well, it has never fucking served a day in its life as a fucking in the military.
Yes, and now she has the rank and stature of a 4-star of a full admiral.
I refuse to call it a her.
Would you call it the Pennsylvania pedo, though? There's a story.
I bet you that it would like a Philadelphia sidecar.
Oh. You have no idea how many times I've given an estimate for work and the customer says I can get an immigrant.
Do you know
for
what that the specialty of that thing is? Children's mental health.
Oh God!
That's
So
lovely.
it is a professional pedo.
Professional pedo, yeah.
Yep, professional.
Mm.
Time to go put some more diesel fuel in the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Hey, I took the blades out of the wood chipper, but I put them back. But I had to. They were still too sharp. I had to dull them down.
Just recently in New York during a Pride March, they were chanting, "We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children."
They did.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Chanting that shit in the streets.
Yeah.
With police protection.
After that thing happened, it was around your area, Outlaw, you know.
What's that?
In the school, the trainee went in there and yeeted those little ones, some sort of Christian school.
Oh, you mean the fucking transvestite, female to male transvestite that came and shot those fucking innocent people in fucking Nashville?
Oh yeah. Shot the kids and then the two adults.
Yeah.
Two adults. Yeah.
Those message boards were not reeing in a good way, reeing in their sick way about killing more Christian kids specifically. Yeah.
Yep.
No consequences.
That's nothing short of a call to war.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm ready.
I personally believe people when they tell me that stuff. I believe them.
Yes, I do too, Brandon.
People don't take it seriously. I believe them.
Yeah, I do too. Because they're getting more bolder with it.
Yeah. And you watch. It's going to become a fucking voting initiative somewhere. You know, to start fucking lowering the fucking age of consent.
I mean, I take very seriously the fact that you have so many of these teachers who believe in LGBT rainbow faggotry. That's all in these schools all over the place that happens to be teaching the same philosophy as far as LGBT. That ain't no coincidence.
No, it's not. They're fucking cranking them out. They're teaching them to be that way.
Well, how many female teachers are caught yearly messing around with their students?
Well, the answer to that is 29,000 on average over the last 20 years.
29,000 teachers a year?
A year.
A year.
A year on average. Some years more, some years less.
My goodness. I don't have enough 150 grain freedom pills for that number.
Well, that's why we're starting the Stunning and Brave Armory, so we can have as many 304 caliber rounds as possible.
My goodness.
The USA has been divvied up and sold off. It's just a matter of time until they neuter our military.
Oh, it's not a matter of time. It's happened. It started under Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
And you're seeing the fruits of that fucking shit coming home. Our leadership is completely morally bankrupt. They're more interested in political correctness and their pride and casting all white people as the most dangerous threat. Mm-hmm. You know, if they take away our Second Amendment, we will have absolutely no way to defend ourselves against this insanity. The purpose of the Second Amendment is to defend ourselves from this insanity.
Mm-hmm.
But
Brandon, there's breaking news in the chat.
Okay.
Greenskin Kratos said 1800D It's facts. Brother Brandon, wife swapped Rusty for Frank.
I got to
Wow.
read that.
Oh no, Tim Elgato. No, it's all right, brother. It's all right. He told me about.
Oh
lunging.
my goodness gracious!
Oh god.
Disgusting. Here's a movie, guys, and it came out on June the 3rd. And watch it. It was called The Great Awakening.
You must be my fucking trophy wife, Frank.
I am. I'm your precious. I'm your precious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall not.
That's
be
great.
infringed.
Get him, JR. Get him. Anyways, I am at my steakhouse, folks.
Enjoy
Okay.
your meal, sir.
It seems to be very popular. So I've got 3 things to
Are
say
there
before
3
I
tenants?
leave. Yeah, if you just be patient, I was just announcing that. Yeah, no marriage, no cohabitation, and no kids.
Will you be streaming with the Hammer Hand tonight?
No, I'm in the wrong state. But I will be listening, and on his, I'm going to be in Rumble.
Well, that's what I mean. You usually stream his stream.
Right. If I was driving, I'd have Hemi pipe it over here and stream it. But I'm going to be on Hammerhand's Rumble.
All right. I'll
streaming
see you
over
tonight
there.
in Rumble then, sir.
Now, you guys might have noticed a comment or two, rather rude comment, I might add, coming from a guy named IB Bill.
No. Where? Who? Whose stream? Who? Where?
Well, that was the one where I had Hammerhand promised to let Outlaw sing for him, but Outlaw had to promise never to watch what is that movie that Outlaw?
Oh
watched so
yeah,
much?
Caterpillar or
Oh yes,
Centipede?
the centipede, the human centipede.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that comment. Yeah.
Oh.
I saw that comment. Yeah, and he didn't understand it, but he just did the yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh no. I'm perfectly aware of what it is. You know.
No, we said Hammer didn't understand it. We knew you understood it. You know, how do you watch that movie so many times without understanding it?
That was a good comment.
So, anyways, if you see any rude comments coming up from a fella named IB Bill, that's me.
Sweet.
And I see some guys over here washing cars. I wonder if they'd want to wash a truck. They don't look like they have tall enough
Are they in bikinis?
No, they're not. It's actually a mobile detailing company. It looks like a father and son. So, we have a
Enjoy
guest
your
coming
dinner,
in.
sir, and I will see you.
Oh, we
soon.
have Rapunzel. Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Oh, here we go. Agape. 2 minutes to midnight comes Agape. Huh?
He's always showing up at the rear end of things.
Yeah.
He likes
What's his name?
rears.
Rep or something likes to foo. I can't see that.
The
It's
ape
like
likes his
Rapunzel likes
rears.
furries.
Oh,
or something
furries.
like that. Yeah.
The ape
You know,
likes his rears.
You're kind of people. All right.
Okay.
Well, Ape, love you, brother, but I'm shutting the stream down. It was a short one today, and I'll see you guys in Hammer's chat. Peace out, brothers.
God
Peace,
bless,
peace.
Brandon. God bless my brothers.
I'll be driving.
Peace.
I'll be driving a long time tomorrow, and then we're gonna have a dinner with Hamster.
Awesome.
So, Hamster or Monday's gonna be a great day. Peace out,
God bless.
bros.
Love yous.
No homo.
No homo.